episode 5. Greetings everyone. So, we've heard a bit more about Mechanicus 2, and I'll talk about that. Well, I say heard about it. A few streamers have actually got given copies of the intro to the game, or prologue. So, I will talk about that. So yeah, with Mechanicus 2, I don't know how imminent. They haven't given us a release date. They did some kind of promotional thing on Warhammer Plus, but you know that requires having the streaming service. That yeah, I don't. I know I did a review like on the weekend of a model that you can only, well, you officially can only buy from if you subscribed, but alternatively you just find the thing on eBay, which is what I did. But yeah, and I'm even sponsored for an event, but that's not relevant to this video, so I won't even be talking about it. So what are we going to do today? Just sector. Part of me would love to do a pistols run with just gamma pistols, but the trouble is getting the gamma pistols. Also, you know, just that damage. That damage pretty minimal. The Gauss gammas are terrifying, and you could do it with the Gauss gammas easily. It was cool to see this tech priest actually reimagined into an actual playable unit for the demo, for the prologue. And it turns out that his ending is the canon one. Nice. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know, because like the thing with games is that you can program in multiple ways of doing things. Magos, the discovery of this new tomb is a cause for great perturbation. I can imagine, Videx. A foul place indeed. It is to be hoped whatever diseases are within are not communicable to humans. There is one element of its foulness that cannot help but be noticed by our personnel on the ground. You refer to the stench. A tech priest cannot be dismayed by such things, but less augmented personnel are complaining ferociously about the matter. The fumes are actively damaging rebreather components. The Vestians 714. Bleak be the prospects when the black winds of heresy blow. Your solution, Lectodogmus. Sacred incense burners placed at key points in the tomb of Ubjo will banish the noxious fumes. I suspected as much, and I take it the tech priests under my command will be expected to enter the tomb and place this incense. Indeed. Then we are of the same mind in this matter, Magos. So we actually they've actually voiced the tech priests in the sequel, which kind of cool, but it's going to mean I'm not going to have to do the voices. Or maybe I might anyway. Let's hear the screaming of hardware. Again, pardon the dying hardware. My poor PS4, it's been through so much hell. The Tomb of Ubjo is infested and the atmosphere is toxic. It is damaging our rebreathers and pushing filtration glands to their limit. Then the sacred work is... when the sacred work is complete, conditions shall be greatly improved. I hope you are correct. None of the Scutari relish being sent into the Tomb of Ubjo. They will do their duty. They will make us, completing all the way. We are ready to advance. Indeed we are. But yeah, so we end up actually seeing and playing as Sakavola in the prologue to Mechanicus 2. Now, I get that that's a little bit of a spoiler, and I probably should have said spoiler warning, but it's the prologue. Like, there's not secrets in a prologue. And if I'm talking about it, who else is? But I'm pretty sure from some of the preview images we've seen for the game that we see Vinex with Electro Priests. Anyway, this chamber is littered with human bones. They show signs of having been dismembered with sharp blades. They represent around a dozen bodies. Oh wow, that is brutal. The bones are indeed dismembered with extremely sharp blades, but they were butchered with little skill rather than dissected. The dismemberment took place post-mortem. They were probably settlers of St. Eckhardt's Hope who strayed into the tomb or were captured and brought here. This information sets the cohort on edge, and they scan their surroundings for whatever did this. My bet's on flayed ones. That's the kind of thing they do. Flayed ones are brutal pieces of work. I mean, there are many places in Warhammer I would not want to be, but trapped in a Necron tomb is one of them. Also Chimera. Or the Warp. Or probably most of the Imperium, because let's be real, the Imperium is a fascist hellhole. I've said a word that YouTube probably doesn't like, but yeah. Oh, wow, why are you screaming, Hardware? Shouldn't be screaming that hard. There we go, it's returning to a more normal volume. But yeah, so the changes I could see from what gameplay I've seen of Mechanicus 2, it looks like cognition generators is done away with, and instead the abilities of troops and even I think your very limited tech priests. Actually, why didn't I keep him there? I could have just put him there and it would have been fine. Because this tech priest is only a spy. But yeah, the abilities of your troops and the abilities of characters lead into the generation of cognition, rather than it being something that you have to scavenge on the battlefield like this, which, I'm going to say it, that is potentially a dramatic improvement. Depends on how it plays. I mean, as with everything, base your judgment on how the game plays. Mechanicus 2 could be very promising. I don't think they'll screw it up. The guys that made it know what they're doing. But there's always that chance. There's always that chance that something we've been waiting for ages could be messed up. It's very low, admittedly. The people behind Mechanicus 1 did a damn good job with this game, even though at times it looks a bit basic. Nah, nothing of great use. Take him out. Don't let him actually attack. And he's down. Now you can come over here. I'm going to get a bit more cognition. But yeah, like we see, the idea of playing as either side, like not just playing as Mechanicus, but playing as Necrons, is kind of cool. And from what we can see of the prologue, we actually get to see. We actually get to play as both sides, which is cool. So, unless Mechanicus related things, unless I make a tech priest with the stuff, I've been making a metric boatload of Well, maybe not a metric boatload. That's an exaggeration. But I've been making a lot of tiny little candles. Like, upon count last night, I have 72 tiny little 40k scale candles for use initially on a statue model that is more terrain than miniature, but like still it counts as both. But at this rate it's probably not going to be painted until after Animanga, because, well, that event is coming up in... oh shit. What's the date today? Like, this isn't a sponsored video, so I don't need to actually mention when it is. That's what other videos are for. And let's be real, there's that post I made on the 1st of August when we all announced it. When we all announced that we were content creators for it, that says the date of the event, if people really want to see. I mean, if anyone from Animanga is watching, don't worry, there will be content relating to your event, not just the required content. Oh, he moved now? Ah, and he's down. You can't really do much. No, I'll just leave you for now. Oh, right as the gauge is full too. Just move over to here. Light him up. But yeah, I am seriously tempted to make the to make a model of what we see of Sacavola in the prologue for Mechanicus 2. Like, we also know from that prologue we also know the loadout. Oh wow, loud. Though this junction is a junction of a passage. Oh no. Yeah, it is though. It's not through. Though this junction of passageways is one of the places selected for the incense burner, an unexpectedly strong air current is blowing through the intersection. It will disperse the incense before it has a chance to perform its sacred odor banishing. It's fun to source that air current. Cohort locates the crack in the ceiling through the surrounding landscape, though where the surrounding landscape has shifted and allowed air from outside to flow in. They seal up the crack, and are able to deploy the incense burner in its designated location. Meanwhile, I would have installed ventilation equipment there. Like, come on, you want to make sure there's actual air in there. And we go to here. But yeah, like, the loadout we can see is basically a customized version of the default Magos loadout. So Volkite, Macro Starbar, and some variant of Axe. I believe it's not the standard Omnisire axe, even though it visibly looks like one. The hard part is actually making the axe. Like, I can sculpt the body, I can source the bits. The legs I'm going to take from the those Dark Mechanicus walkers, and actually we've got that down there. Do I want to? Nah, he can't run far enough. And yeah, like, it's not a hard build. I'm gonna try and go for it, depending on when the game comes out, because like I'm about to have a massive crunch period for PAX Oz. Not yet a content creator for that. I have applied, but I won't know until later. And if I do get, and regardless of whether I get in, I probably wouldn't be able to say. Well, if I got in, I wouldn't be able to say necessarily. But yeah, I'm going to try and make Sacavola, and Videx I wouldn't mind making either. How Videx might show up, I'm not sure, but we see a tech priest that looks like Videx in some of the promotional screenshots that were released for the game. Which one would be a good target? Yeah, that's an immortal. I'll take the immortal. Let's see what the immortal can do. Yay, he can be damaged. That's good. I have this. I should probably use this a bit more. There. Let's grab that. Okay, he has to be meleeed. That needs to come up. Take out... Well, you're not going to be able to take out the immortal in one go. They're tough. Yeah, I don't need to worry about cognition yet. But yeah, so apparently it's summer over in the US, and apparently people are far more focused on other matters than on hobby content. So a number of content creators are kind of panicking. I'm not American, and at the moment, looking at the state of the world, I'm kind of grateful for that. But that's not a topic for this stream. But it does mean that, like, I have noticed YouTube is weird these days. Like, things that if I had have released it like last year, would have got more views, have flopped. And then there's my live streams, which are doing surprisingly well in some cases, like the last one. And there's my shorts, which, again, are doing strangely. That drop pod short that I put out back in, when was it? April? Being a bit frustrated about the removal of that drop pod, and it came back for the heresy. Gotta love the Horus Heresy, just getting models back. I might actually just put that there. Oh, they can just ignore the stairs. Okay. You aren't going to be of much use in a scouting role right now. You're more useful as a battery. But yeah, the single drop pod from the 2000s got discontinued for 40k, and then a few months later shows back up for the Horus Heresy. And in its place, 40k got a drop pod twin pack that has had an interesting response. It's looking like it's not made with the same methods as the normal drop pods, which I find a strange choice. Something about the plastic being harder? Let's get rid of him. Like, eventually I'll finish the drop pod that I've got. Then I see that it can be used for heresy, so it might still get to keep its Stormbolter. Alternatively, I'll use that Stormbolter on a Rhino for the Imperial Navy, because while at the very least this year you'll see a pair of Arbide's rhinos when I finish painting them. They're currently primed and awaiting painting. Ooh, they is angy. But yeah, like, there's a pair of Arbide's rhinos. Do I want to switch it to him? Yeah, let's just switch it to him. Let's have focus on one model. Do a better job of taking it out. But he's about to, those servitors are getting mobbed. Poor guys. Oh well, precognition still feels brutal. Okay. Take that out. E. But yeah, I'm kind of honing the method on the statue terrain that I'm doing. It's that one that came with Kill Team, with that Kill Team expansion that was originally part of a bigger terrain piece for the Sisters of Battle. I don't actually know what the thing's called, and it's been discontinued already. Because GW are like, yeah, no, we're not going to keep this thing in production. No, we're just going to do it as made to order after the initial box it was added in. It's like, oh, thanks. Getting sick of terrain being made to order like that, but then I don't think enough terrain comes in the box. Straight up. The amount of terrain people need for a board, it's not economical to buy it. And I don't care what company you go with. Like, if you're buying physical models for terrain, all power to you, but it's not the best option for your budget. And if you're on a budget, you're better off making your terrain. I'm not someone who goes, oh, go buy a 3D printer. No, I don't suggest that. 3D printing doesn't work for everyone. Getting things 3D printed for you can work for people, but it isn't an end-all solution. We're going to have to get in there at some point. There's just too many of these buggers. Take him out. Take that out. Figured that'd work. You haven't got the option for shielding just yet, which is unfortunate. Take him down. Yay, the anger's back focused on the servitor. That servitor's in trouble. We can just take you. Well, at least we've done some crowd control. But yeah, like, as far as terrain's concerned, that's the spot you should probably be scratch building things the most. And yeah, building a battlefield's worth of terrain is an intimidating prospect. I totally get it. I know I was intimidated initially. Then I turned a garbage bag full of scraps from a picture framers into a city's worth of terrain. Sure, it was only like 2-story buildings, occasionally 3, and they're all ruins. I made them all in a way that you could actually play on them. And I think I even put footprints on them to a degree. Oh, whoops, that was a dumb idea. Putting him there. Skitari can go can be a shootari. Well, it is a shootari. And actually noticing different abilities for the Skitari between the Rangers and the Vanguards. From what I could like flipping back to Mechanicus 2's what footage has made it out, I never got my name in the door with, I never approached, I think it's Bullock Studios to do the thing, and I'm thinking at this point it's too late. I am going to move him just to here, because he can't move any further. But yeah, so I don't think the demo will be on here, and also hardware wise, it won't be on PS4. We know that. It's going to be on PS5, and I'm not in a position that I could save up to get a PS5 until after PAX at soonest. And that'd probably be like December before I could get the thing. And that's if I'm able to. And it's frustrating because yet another game that I play is soon not going to be on. Hey, which directions are you running? Yeah, he runs right into the whack-a-mole. But yeah, another game that I play is not going to be on PS4 for much longer. We got the announcement that Genshin is going to be stopping doing PS4 updates next year, and I think even just later this year, where the game's going to disappear from the web store for PS4, which is a shame. Now, do we get to destroy all enemies, or do we leave? There's another terminal. Oh right, there's another terminal. He can't do anything this turn, so. Jeez, look at those! Look at all those foes just waiting to be put back in the ground. It would be such a shame to leave them standing there when I can send them back to their gods. Approaching this from the perspective of the Imperium, it's like, these aliens have gods. We'll send them to meet them. Mind you, the only true god is the Emperor. And that's without considering the Horus Heresy, or the Great Crusade, or the Imperial Truth. The Imperial Truth is kind of treated like heresy by the Imperium these days. Mind you, the Imperial Truth is probably not going to be very effective at this point, due to the sad reality that the cat's out of the bag now. It's too late. The Chaos Gods have worship, and while they were not while no one believed in their existence, humanity had a chance to, you know, render them out of existence by just not believing in them, and by wiping out those that did. But it's too late now. The galaxy knows, and they know, and by ignoring them completely, like, to a degree you can ignore them and they'll kind of not have as much presence, but it's a bit late. I mean, with how many forces have fallen to chaos, and also how awful the Imperium is. Like, I'll be honest, I don't blame people for buying into the lies of demons. Look at how miserable it is to live in the Imperium. And I realise I'd be shot for saying that. But yeah, like, the Imperium is not a nice place to live. I'm being kind with that statement. Like, there's occasionally nice places you can live, and foes are spawning in. Hello, threats detected. Threat detected. Just open up on them. go. Okay, you can data spike the console behind you. But yeah, like I have a handful of screenshots from trailers for Mechanicus 2, and from that, and from some of the footage we've seen from just the prologue, or intro mission demo thing that content creators have been sent. I'll eventually find the right file. Yeah, like one of the images they put out clearly has what looks like it's a tech priest heavily inspired by Videx, with a book and a whole lot of candles on their back, with a pair of electro priests next to them. I think this is going to be an enemy rather than a playable character, but yeah, it's all speculation at this point. Oh, I've destroyed the console. Cool. Might just move further back. You've probably got line of sight, haven't you? There we go. Bang. No, I want you to run through the meat grinder. But yeah, like what I would have liked to have seen is a few more of the newer models be represented in it, especially with, you know, how we've got that new kill team. Actually, I don't need to use that ability this turn, but with how we've got that new kill team, for the Mechanicus that has non-melee servitors in it. I'm going to make you regret that decision. You are coming back. Hey, you can actually see them now. Cool. Take the shot. Then let's find out their stats. Let's grab that cognition. Now I will move you back to there. Eliminate that threat. But yeah, like looking at I completely lost the train of thought that I had before. Looking at Scavola, or Scavola, or whatever their name is, I reckon, like, while I'll have to sculpt the entire core body of the model, for the left hand, like, there's, from the faction selection screen that has been, I think, was revealed much earlier on, like, looking through, yeah, we've got, oh no, not the faction selection screen, there's a dialogue box that has the Necron character, that was revealed by the actual press kit for the game from last year. So it's not exactly a new thing, it's certainly not a leak.
we can see the we can see Sekavola's front there, and the left hand, I'll double check my bits, but I think I've got the right kind of taloned finger that would work, because the long stretched out clawy finger there looks like one of the ones that you see on a I think there's a tech priest, not a tech priest, a Skatara unit that has them, but also Chaos Cultists, which speaks to this model's cultisty nature. Over the top liquid jar things on their back, I'll source them when I source the feet, because I'm going to be getting the what are the things called? Those Dark Mechanicum crawlers, the big heavy weapons ones. Because they have a row of those down the centre spine on the mould. But did any enemies run down there? No, they didn't. Cool. Can eliminate at least one threat. We can probably end this here. As for the axe is the hard part. Because they have custom Omnissiah axe design that has two of the cog-tooth sections on it, one on each side, and then one of the kind of speaker units, some hosing, and then more of it going down it. Working out what parts to use for that will be a fun task.
This may not be well-omened place for the burner. Meditations Logicae verse 619. How dim the sacred light burns when the unholy darkness loometh all about.
Seriously, I hope the voice they get for Videx, if Videx is in the sequel, I hope it's something like what I've been doing, because I want the way elevated kind of priesty tones to it, because he's a pious man. Or pious priest. The chamber where the burner is placed is festooned with scraps of gory human skin. The walls are inscribed with Necron sigils that exude a sense of unholiness. We're sanitising the place. Hey, we got a melee weapon out of the deal. That's cool. And we're done. The incense burners begin spreading incense.
Already the Tomb of Ubjao represents less of a moral threat to our mission. Kalemen orations. 525. The sweet incense of faith conquers the toxic stench of corruption. Its inhabitants are no less inimical?
That word.
To our presence, however. They will be destroyed, Magos. Like every other Xenos on this planet, they will fall before us. Macarian Commentaries, Chapter 71. As we purify the ground beneath our feet, shall they find no shelter. I admire your zeal, Videx, but our mission will not be achieved through faith alone, or with faith alone. That is why we brought guns, Magos. Guns as well as prayers, Magos.
I made the Ministorum philosophy right there. Oh, did I not save the cover for the game, for the live stream? Cool. The live stream should actually have its cover now. And playlists. Okay, restore unit that on. That's useless. That's useless. This run has no cants, randomized leveling, and no AoE. The no AoE is optional because there's a lot of weapons that don't have an area of effect but draw a line, and you can just use those instead. And the no AoE only applies to the tech priest, doesn't apply to the troops. I did a test run of... Oh, I thought I had random upgrades set. Why are you... Oh. Oh boy. I don't want that one. I do not want that one. But the Dominus legs are useful. One of the leg options is useful. Let's see. Movement, critical chance, movement, health, movement or critical chance, plus 3 HP, movement, plus 2 movement. I'm going with the HP one. As much as critical chance is useful, HP. Just always HP. What I need is a headpiece for this tech priest. And maybe something from the engine seer path again. There's not much that I can do to... Oh, wrong buttons. Wrong tech priest. Definitely the wrong tech priest. Yes, tech priest. Let's grab that. You can have a better weapon now. There we go. Better weapon. Sure, I could have, you know, given it better damage tools, but eh. Now, what mission am I doing next? Ooh, free attack weapon. Servitor level 2. That's useful. That is Xenorite campaign. I don't want to touch that right now. I'm just going to do this one. Find the powerful artifact and return it. That means fighting Necron. I think a Necron Lord at some point in it. Start the game as untargetable. Deals physical damage. We have energy damage. Do I want that? No, can't do that. Wasn't paying attention to how much Blackstone I had left. Server Skull Report. Summary follows. Artifact located. Tomb of Arglay. At the risk of committing the heresy of prophecy, I would guess you desire the acquisition of this artifact. Response: yes. Arglay was powerful Necron Lord, Master of Fleets, General of Dynastic Forces, potential power of artifacts. The idea of acquiring a Xenos artifact gives me pause, Sakubola. Hence my role, providing guidance in such matters. It's like, you will provide me the artifact. I greatly desire it. 3, 2, 1, and hardware scream. Artifact location. Evaluating artifact location. Deep inside Tomb of Arglay. Acquisition challenging. An understatement, Megos. The tomb is awakening more and more quickly. I understand the risks of Domina. I return sympathy for your concerns, but Tech Inquisitor Sevola is correct. We must learn more about the Necrons. Knowledge is power. Statement. Agreement. I hope this artifact is worth the lives you send to get it. The tech priests are in position, ready to advance. Okay, our map is one of the maps of all time. Whoops. I meant to go the other way. Pressed the button too quickly. Let's just guess. There we go. That would hurt if it hurt. So at this point, it's looking like my 100th miniature of the year that I will have painted is either going to be a canoness or a big statue. It's currently a bit swingy as to which, because I thought the console's down there. Okay, you aren't very useful in combat, but you two are. Scumbag! But yeah, like the goal this year was is to paint my subscriber count in minis. Oh wow, there is 446 of you fine folk following me. Thank you all. No, I'll grab from this one. Thank you. So you're not having to continuously struggle for cognition is going to be an improvement with the sequel. I think. I hope. Let's just take the shot. Let's see. You're weak to energy. Good. But yeah, I'm currently sitting on 60-something painted models that are completed, not necessarily with custom bases, but some of them have been based as well. Oh, I should have taken him out. Now, where is he going to go? Interesting choice. I could have gone into melee contact, damn it. Let's grab cognition from there. Five. Okay, I can manage that. Probably. Or not. Where's he going? Oh well, at least he's not able to hit me from there. Oh, don't worry, I'm building cognition right now. But yeah, I've got 15 battle sisters of varying loadouts, including a pair of multi-melter sisters that I converted. Or maybe even a trio at this point. I've got a pair of the multi-melter from the Heresy Rhinos that I've used for non-Heresy kits. I like the look of the Demos Rhino, and it suits the Sisters of Battle so much more than the default Rhino kit than the Sisters Battle Rhino kit does. Just if everything else is Demos, why isn't our Rhino? I'm gonna move to there, grab that. Let's grab that. I suspect I will be here for 3 rounds, so... Skitari, you can come up and take a pot shot. Take the shot. Damn. Should have... well, couldn't exactly bring the one that's weak to... couldn't exactly bring the one that does physical damage at range. I need extra cognition. Let's grab cognition then. It's like I need more. I will grab more. But yeah, the current plan is for my 500th video to have that Cannon S in it. Because that Cannon S is a converted model. But that video is going to be a combined cosplay build and miniature build video. Or miniature conversion and cosplay conversion video. Because I'm adapting a existing costume to be based off that model. Because that model is combining the ideas I've had for the references for that costume. So I'm making a physical reference so that I can then improve the costume based on it. And do the Cannon S work on it. I just need to finish the Cannon S part. I'll need to just finish the reference model. Now, how much health have you got? Too much. Now, I don't want to do anything with that one. Okay, how much health has this got? 1. Stoink. Okay, you are making a beeline for that immortal. Any chance you can hit the other guy? Nah. No matter. Jeez, my hardware is complaining. But yeah, the fun part is working out. I've not made a lot of capes. I've got to work out making the custom cape of the limited edition army box Cannon S that then became the Combat Patrol Cannon S from the previous Combat Patrol. Wonder when they'll replace the current one. Probably after next year, because next year's going to be 11th edition, because that's just how the rules cycle works. Heresy has left me wary. The Heresy 3 has left me wary because, you know, GW kind of changed things big time with Heresy 3, whilst also claiming it was only minor tweaks. BS, I call BS on that. I saw the tweaks, the changes they did. I only saw some of them, and already they were pretty big. Plus added unnecessary overcomplication. That's been a problem I've had with 40k for a while though. Like, I liked 8th edition because the rules were straightforward. They weren't overcomplicated. Then 9th came along and went, we're going to complicate things. It's like, oh, thanks. Then 10th came along and changed things again. Like, the one change I want 40k to have is to have alternating activations so that neither player is having to wait around for ages for the other. And I get that part of the reason it may not have come about is because what's it called? Apocalypse died unceremoniously. I don't want to move this tech crest very far, so I'm just going to move them to there instead. When in doubt, claim cognition. You can just go there, because that'll put you still within range to be a threat, but... Now, blink, blink, blink. Okay, we've got 2 turns before that foe gets back up. Good. Hey, did a decent amount of damage. Now for both of them to get reduced movement. Oh no, only one of them. Okay, cool. That's good. It was only one of them. Not that it matters. Poor servitor. But yeah, the changes that are coming look interesting. Like Mechanicus 2's seems to be putting a limit on the number of troops you can actually have on the field at any given moment as the playable character, as the playable team, which, fair. I mean, it's not Dawn of War. Admittedly, we might be getting another Dawn of War the way things are going. I mean, Velrak's hyping it up, but, well, that's Velrak for you. I might just delay him. Oh, that was a dumb idea, because now that enemy gets back up. Is there any chance he can be in range? There is not. Damn. Now that's unfortunate. Feels like a waste to use an overcharged weapon on a standard grunt, but oh well. Now, I think... Will you deal damage? No, you won't. I'll just move over there, because... Oh boy. That's going to be a problem. But this one is not. This one is gone. As of now. Smack. Oh. Okay. So yes, we've got okay. Target Target priority target profile updated. Lord Arglare. Priority elimination. Extreme prejudice justified. This chamber contains a grand figurehead of the kind that might be found on ocean-going ships. But it depicts a stylized Necron warrior. It must be a relic of Lord Arglare, Admiral of the Necron fleets. Maybe, or it's just a thing to celebrate. Note-taking commences. Hollow record unit... Hollow record... Oh no, hidden... Hollow units trigger as the cohort passes by. Images of crescent-shaped Necron spacecraft fill the chamber, depicting a vast armada passing through the void. One huge and ornate ship must be Argleck's flagship. The display is harmless and suggests some of the history of the Necron race. Well, the Necrons were warriors, and kind of vain at times. What are we triggered? Purpose obscure. Research requested. The cohort enters a chamber with several sculptures arranged on shelving around the walls. They appear to be replicas of trapezoidal artifacts rendered in various materials. Speculation. Replicas represent family of artifacts, not just a single object. Hypothesis filed. Each replica has subtle differences in shape and facets. It was something. A chance to learn of the artifact. Exploit. Observe. Record. An inscribed stele on the wall of this chamber depicts the image of Lord Argle holding the artifact, a shining trapezoidhedron that Scaevola described. Oh, whoops. Maximum volume. Needless vandalism, wanton obliteration, willful ignorance. Statement of purpose. Gather knowledge equals true. Destroy knowledge equal false. Yeah, I hit that too quickly by accident. Sorry to the new person to the new viewer who might have just got shouted at. That was not me shouting at you. That was a poor decision on my part. Necrons animate faster. Oh dear. Reinforcements for the enemy. That overmap causes such hardware screaming. Oh, I thought this was the map with the Necron Lord. Oh, cool. I can do that then. Now, you can run to the other side of the map. Because you'll trigger every trap and not be a problem. You are not taking my cognition. Let's trigger every trap. Yep. That's what I thought. Oh, well, at least it's only warriors. There is worse. Sometimes it's hard to see the outline of the edge of where I can move. We are right next to him. I am grabbing cognition. I'm going to save the damaging tool for when I've reached the terminal, because I'll hit the terminal with it. Oh, that's working them up. Hello boys, I'm trespassing. Here. Now that's got us close range. Oh good, I should have audio. I just looked down and checked my mic. That would have been awkward given I've been going for just on an hour, just over an hour now. I don't want to repeat of last week. Now, Necron hordes advance, and so shall we to meet them. You are going to teleport and be a nuisance. Or not. You're going to just kind of exist this turn. Oop, he takes a hit. Okay, you... Actually, I'm going to just hold off because you're not the one that's close to the generator. Okay, you can take the shot at him. Take the shot at him. Now, will I be sniped? No, I will not. Okay, let's take you down. That apparently did nothing. Well, not nothing, but not enough. Oop, thunk. Oh well. It's like, oh well, too bad. I'm just moving to there anyway. Now, you have cognition, so you can actually use it to get rid of the most immediate threat, which is this fucking thing. Pardon my language there, YouTube and audience, but yeah, I don't like that thing. Can I physically get out of there and not get sniped? Yes, I can. Good. Smack. It doesn't spaz out. Ah, the running joke of those things just spazzing out completely. Now, I'll use that on you. Okay then. But yeah, what I've seen of Mechanicus 2 looks intriguing. I've learnt over the last decade to reserve my judgment until the game is actually released as to whether it will be good. It's unfortunate. So many games that looked promising have turned out to be kind of eh. Eee. More poke damage. It's like how it feels to be poked on Facebook. If people remembers that. That was such a silly feature. Oh, how are you going? Over here to be a nuisance? Yeah. Any chance you can hit him? No. Dang. Yeah! Now I can take on that immortal. And do nothing. Better than, well, at least I got information, but that's still not great. Oh, that's unfortunate. But yeah, like I may have said in an earlier stream, if GW are looking for ideas on products they can release, box of candles, not full-size candles that we light and that smell nice. Well, better yet, that don't smell at all. Don't need more fluorocarbons, thank you. But like a box that's got rows upon rows upon rows and rows per sprue of candles, with at least the majority of the sprues in there just being generic candles at like 28mm scale, but with there being the option in there for, say, a sprue for AOS, a sprue for 40k, and a sprue for Necromunda. The reason I say separately for Necromunda is because Necromunda does wacky shit. I mean, sure, Necromunda is 40k, but like Necromunda is 40k. Oh, how was it that Pancreas Network described Necromunda? Necromunda is 40k on drugs. like, like that's about the only way I can describe it. Like, I'm not knocking it. It's a wild setting. Okay, you can remove this threat, since it's apparently passed away unceremoniously. Gotta love the acid damage. Now, you can move back into cover towards over here. We're eventually going to have to go out into the open and start fighting them. Do I want to pull a flanking maneuver? Remove units. Let's drop a Skitari there so it can flank fire. Let's grab cognition back. Now, you were going that way. And I am grabbing cognition from this. I'm just going to leave them there. Now, he's coming down to be a problem. Now, where are you going and who are you aiming at? Interesting choice. You can come up here. Take the shot at him. Let's just irritate him and send him somewhere foolish. Let's see, does he actually take the foolishness? Damn, he only goes over there. I'd hoped he'd, you know, go somewhere foolhardy, like over here. Okay then. You can go here. Take the shot at him. Oh wait, we already know his stats. I'm gonna grab cognition from that. I am tempted to just melee him instead of actually going into taking him on at range. I'll save the spikes for later. Now, I don't actually want to send this tech priest anywhere. I'm going to leave them there for now because I need to get someone over to this generator over here before I'm willing to send anyone anywhere else. What was that? Just trying to see if I can get a line of sight on the enemy. There we go. Take the shot. There we go. you're in the open, so I can leave you floating around here. You are going to just stay there because I need the cognition. Especially before I get that other tech priest into base contact with another generator. What I would do though is that charge. Give me cognition. It's a mean use for a servitor, but it works. Now let's just get you into base contact. Oof, that poor servitor. He is so doomed. Ooh, that did a lot. Interesting choice. Now, where are you going to go? Oh no, you're just going to take him out and give me more cognition. Okay. Now where are you going to go? Interesting choice. Now, who have you got? I'm just going to leave that Skitari for a moment. Take the shot. He's going to go back to somewhere else. Oh. Yet. Be gone. That did the job. Now, go out of here. Take those shots. Let's grab that and smack him down. I'm just going to use that instead of shooting him because I want to use that charged phosphor blast pistol on one of these. Hey, we got him down. Good. Oof. Counter battery fire. On the subject of artillery, jeez, I've got a lot that I need to get finished. I'll see what I get done this year. I mean, if it happens, the soonest my Minotaur will be conversion build will be finished will be next month, because I've got to focus a lot on both some non-content related stuff and non-fun related stuff this fortnight, and also then I've got Animunga to focus on, both in terms of costuming and the event itself, and that weekend is going to see a fair bit of content. Being a content creator for an event is going to be an interesting experiment. Well, I say experiment. it's nice to actually get tickets for doing what I'd normally do. Now, let's grab cognition from that, because I'd normally go to an event and take photos and post galleries of photos per the day of the event, or if I am not there much for both days in one, but yeah, you're not staying down long enough. I can vaguely see that icon on this television. Take that out, don't let it be a problem. Because there's only one Necron warrior left, so in theory I should be able to eliminate him. Be gone. There we go. So, we've got them sorted out. Yeah, the cohort reaches the chamber in which the trapezoidran artifact is held on a raised dais. Carefully, they remove the artifact and transport it in a rad-shielded container back towards the tomb entrance. Finally, the fruits of our research born. Internal memory allocated. Research protocols enacted. Oh. Mission progress confirmed. Our mission is to ascertain any Necron threat and destroy it. Statement agreement. Statement amendment. Gathering such knowledge certain to help. Overall mission. Conversation terminated. Forgiveness requested. Research commences immediately. Oh well, at least they're honest. At least they're honest about why they're here. I mean, the klepto side of the Mechanicus right there. Okay. Shroud Palm is completely useless because no mechanicals. Now, I want to upgrade you slightly. What's that? That's the troop buff. Oh, you get the option for to use heavy weapons. I might still now. What can I give you that would be useful then? If you can buff troops, then I'll give you that. And that. I'm still going to keep this tech priest unarmed. I think. Because they haven't got any armor, so it's best to keep them out of harm's way. Now, which one are you? You're the one that's cosplaying as a medic without having the abilities. You're the one that might actually work as a medic too. Oh, electromechanic gear. That's interesting. What does that one do? Movement, HP. Yeah, not that much. I will put that on though. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And have you watched any of the footage from Mechanicus 2 yet that's made it onto the internet? Sure, it's only been the prologue, but if you've watched it, what has your thoughts been on it? And are you looking forward to Mechanicus 2? Anyway, thank you all for watching. There will be more of these episodes coming up. I would like to platinum this game before the sequel comes out, but I can't guarantee it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you around. Bye.